HIRU looks okay here. However, there's a very strong resistance that lays ahead of it. Hi, my name is Raji, and I do technical analysis for educational purposes, and I do this also for fun. So this is a request that came from Senor Asad. So I'm reviewing HIRU, which is a stock on the OTC market. It has roughly $500,000 of trading volume on it, and it's currently at 0.0078, which is above the 5-hour moving average line. So that's great that it closed above. And it's also above the 50-hour moving average line, which is 0.0070. So that's good on both fronts. Now we need to look at the stochastic RSI. You'll notice that it is weak bullish, I would say. It is currently at 45.52, 15 points ahead of the signal. Of course, I would have loved to see it straight up more strongly. However, it is still considerably bullish, but I would say weak bullish. From a MACD perspective, it is recovering, and you can see the light pinkish rectangles getting smaller and smaller. And also from a TTM squeeze, we're seeing the dark purple, which if it continues to decrease in size, then that would be great news. However, you can see right here, there's a very strong resistance that is happening around 82. So that's where there's going to be a challenge for HIRU between 82 and 86. That's a very strong resistance. Now let's look at the daily really quickly just to see if there's support on that end. So the daily is not so great. I wouldn't say that it's horrible, but it could be better. It's currently below the signal by roughly 3 points. Um, and the danger here is that it could fall through, and if it falls downwards, then we risk that the price will retrace even further. And also the MACD is showing a light green box, which if it continues to decrease in size, that means that it will further support a decrease in price right here on the chart and on the stochastic RSI. Let me look at the weekly really quickly. The weekly looks good. So we know that the daily will not drop by a huge amount. And also what I like is the fact that the 50 weeks moving average line is about to cross over the 200 weeks moving average line, and that's a golden cross, which would support the price going upwards even further. However, there is a hammer right here, and we need to be very careful because the hammer could mean a reverse in the direction of the movement. And right now the movement is upwards, so if it finishes the week on a hammer, we risk that it actually falls downwards again, and that would be a result of getting rejected at the resistance that lays ahead. Um, MACD looks great, so no complaints right there. It looks quite bullish. And from a monthly perspective, again, it is above the signal, but it's still weak. It's only 2 points, barely 2 points ahead of the signal. So just keep a close eye. And again, there's a hammer right there on the monthly. So it's a new month, so the month is still um, early on. Um, so we would have to wait until the end of February in order to assess. Having said that, I think this picture paints it very clearly right here. 73 is currently support, and it will try to keep it the price above that. However, right now between 84 and 88, there's a strong resistance. If it breaks through, then it can move upwards even further to 96, followed by 108, and so forth. there's clearly a good momentum. You can see a cup here forming, and I really like that. So very important is that you keep a close eye on the next support level. If it breaks through 88, then that will be great news. It needs more volume, so more cash flowing in. However, I would still say this is looking great, and there's good potential that it could break through, as long, again, that it breaks 89 um, and upwards. You can see right here the major resistance happening all over here and then all over here. So major resistance, it's currently sitting on a strong resistance, and then there's another one that it will face at 109 followed by 131. But let's get over the hurdle of 89. If it gets rejected over 89, then it will fall downwards, and keep a close eye right here on the stochastic RSI and the MACD, similarly on the daily and on the weekly. I don't believe it will drop a lot because the weekly is supporting the daily chart. So that's pretty much it for HIRU. If you like the analysis, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And once again, this is not a financial advice. So please do your own due diligence when it comes to buying and selling any stock out there. Have a great day.